Okay, I'm live again. Let's do this again. Holy crap. What a night, Mariah. Yeah. Can you even believe it?
Now you have to start all over again.
Well, I don't really think so. Hopefully, the people who were watching will come back to this live stream, and then we can just pick up where we left off. The main concern being that my phone's not plugged in, but I might be able to fix that. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I'm live again. Back. Let's do this again. Guys, I'm so sorry about this. This is just ignorant. Can you even believe it? Okay. I'm plugging this in. So apparently my camera that I was using for my webcam to get a little bit better quality for you guys, for whatever that's worth. Let me know if you can hear me well. But to get a little better quality, I was using my camera, which apparently doesn't get power, despite the fact that it's plugged in to the computer. That is the dumbest thing. The dumbest. Okay. All right. We are at $10 on the Adventure Craft sheath since we are restarting. But let's give everybody a bit of time to get started here. But we are currently bidding on number 7. That is the Adventure Jackalope sheath for the Exodus Knife and Tool Jackalope. The camera I was using is the Sony ZV-1. All right. All right, guys. So we're only going to do an auction for one thing at a time here, and the current auction is for the Jackalope sheath. We are currently at $21. Let's try and go on with some $5 increments here on out, if we can. But we are at $21. The next increment will be $25 if someone wants. I'll give that some time. John asked if I like the ZV-1. I like it quite a bit. The autofocus is incredibly impressive, but it does overheat outside. $25 on the Jackalope sheath. It does overheat outside, and the battery is just okay at best. And apparently, if you have it plugged into your camera, guys, we're not bidding on 6 yet, but just so you guys understand, the bidding on number 6 will start at $210, which is the MSRP of the knife. Because if I threw it up on the website, it would have sold. The reason that I sell it at auction is because when I only have one product that everybody wants, the website will crash and it'll oversell, and that's rude. So that will start at $210. We are currently on number 7, $25. $35 on the Jackalope sheath in the adventure pattern. And guys, I say this to my own detriment. I'm almost positive I will have another one of these up in one of the weeks to come on the auction. So, $40 on the Jackalope sheath. This sheath will fit a Jackalope just as well as the sheath that comes with your Jackalope. It is made by White River Knife and Tool. I guess the sheath, now that I've used it, is no longer new. But there you go. It will fit any Jackalope. All right, guys. Let's see here. $40. Doc Venom said the Jackalope, the Exodus 4 is 175. The Jackalope is not 175 in OD green Cerakote with rich light scales. Close up on the sheath again, guys. For the guys who are bidding on the sheath, it's going to take me a second to see if this is well focused. I don't think it is. The wife says that it is childish, like I said. I love it. I don't care if it's childish. A lot of people have said that. It's got tents and campfires and let's see, it's got axes, it's got a map, it's got a bear, it's got fish. I love it. And these wear really well. My current Jackalope that I wear basically every day when I'm not wearing my adventure craft uses this sheath, and it has not been wearing off. Okay, so the sheath is currently at $50 shipped. By the way, guys, unless you are international, all prices are shipped. The price for shipping on one of these knives, international, is going to be an extra $20. And on something small, it might be less. So we have $50 on the Jackalope sheath. Now, Josh at Redbeard Blades, I believe your Jackalope might be one of the old ones that doesn't have a squared off spine. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but those are quite rare now from the first production or second production run. Of course, if you wanted it squared, you'd be the man to do that.
Somebody bid $210 on me.
I'm not sure.
It says wife 210.
Yeah, but then he said he's out, so I don't know what he means there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. All right, guys, so let's see. I'm going to give it about another 20 seconds on the sheath. Do a little do, 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 do. I forgot about that, Josh. Yeah, and I greatly appreciate that. I don't know how I space cadeted that. All right, so I'm going to call it sold for $50. Josh, the sheath is yours. I know that I should have your address, but just send it to me anyways for the ease of getting this. You know, I'm going to try and get everything shipped out as quickly as possible. But I appreciate you, buddy. And I hope that you love the sheath as much as I do. All right, someone has asked for a starting bid on number 3. Number 3 is the Brisa Trapper 115 in 01 tool steel. They also make this in D2. I think we can, this I believe is a $150 knife. I'm not exactly sure. We can do the starting bid on this knife shipped at $35. So up on the block currently, so that everybody knows what's going on, is the Brisa Trapper. I'm going to put it up on this pedestal. This is OD green canvas micarta scales. They are slick. They are very nicely finished, borderline polished, thick stainless pins, red vulcanized paper liners, a beautiful knife. Well-earned patina from myself. That could be obviously polished off, but why would you want to do that? Because it looks awesome. And the sheath is a home run in my book. This is made in Finland, as I understand it. Definitely Scandinavian, but I believe these are made in Finland. So I'm a big fan of theirs, guys. I really am. In fact, I would keep this knife, except for the fact that the knives that I own of my own are starting to stack up. So we have a bid of $50 on knife number 3. Okay, so Kevin has let me know. Thank you, Kevin. These are selling. They no longer sell in 01 tool steel. They are currently only sold in 80 CRV2, and they are over $200. The current bid is $60. Please bid in $5 increments or more if you want, but at least $5 increments. I apologize for the state of the table. I wanted this to look a little more professional, but obviously this has gotten crazy. We are at $60 on the Brisa Trapper. Again, I wear a size large glove, and I think that the knife fits perfectly in my hands. No complaints. Now, I do know people who have one finger as big as two of mine put together, and for them, this might be a three-finger knife. I don't know. But for a person who wears a size large glove, I think it's a good handle. It's a lightweight knife that carries fantastically on the hip. We have a bid for $65, so the current bid is $65. Kevin, knife number 5 is the Kershaw Diskin Hunter with custom handle scales done by Terry Taylor and a custom kydex sheath. We'll probably be going to that next, if I had my guess. Quinn Mether put in the first bid for $70 on the Brisa, so the current bid is at Quinn for $70. Sorry, John, he beat you to it. So we are currently at $70. Remember, guys, any bid over $200 can come with a free patch if you like, and anybody who would like a patch with their order can purchase one for an additional $10. Price, the shipping is included in the United States. International shipping on a knife will be an additional, most likely, $20. My throat's getting dry. I need to go get my water. Oh, Kevin, I've got a knife for you, man. I've got one put aside for you, just FYI. All right, close up on the Brisa. So on the blade, plunge lines and handle. Let me walk around here to do that. And I don't know how well my phone, which is what I'm using now, is going to focus on this, but we will see. Full flat. The handle. Plunge lines. The knife is very sharp. Yep, good edge. All right, I'm gonna get my water real quick, guys. I gotta fill some more up. It's time for my creatine. All right, so yeah, the Diskin Hunter, I'll show this in a moment. Yeah, the Brisa, in my opinion, is very well made. I'm a huge fan of it. I think they offer an incredible value, and I wish that they were better known, honestly. All right, guys, so we are sitting at $70 on the Brisa Trapper. And I'll tell you what, if that's where this auction ends, somebody is going to be getting a crazy, crazy deal. That's an amazing knife for 70 bucks. But if we don't get any comments here in about a minute or so, I think we'll call it. Is there a limit to how many knives a bidder buys? No, if one of you guys wants every knife on the table, you can take it. I don't really like rules all that much. So, you know, if you want it, you know, bid on it. The only knife here that's not up for sale is the Mora 511, which I will give for free and pay for the shipping to anybody who either needs it or knows somebody who needs it. So we're number 5 will be next, guys. The Diskin Hunter. We are currently bidding on what is knife. Well, heck, what was this? This was knife.
That was 3.
Number 3.
Also, any non-pairs banned from any other auctions.
Yeah, guys, and I want to give a little bit of a grace period for my first auctions and stuff, but if you bid on one of these knives and then you don't pay and I can't contact you or whatever, I can't allow you to bid anymore in the future. So, all right, guys, we're going to be in our last 30 seconds on the Brisa. I'm going to start the little countdown here.
And who has the bid right now?
The bid currently is, so that you guys know, Quinn Mether or Mether. Josh says his wife said to tell my wife hi. Christina says hi.
Hello. I say hi back.
All right, so currently, let me go back here.
So
Quinn Mether at $70 is the current high bidder, and I will start the countdown here. Well, I'd let the bid roll, but I want people to have a chance to get a good deal, and I want to move on to the next blade. So we're gonna do the. John's wife told him to stop bidding on knives. Sold for $70 to Quinn Mether. I'm probably destroying your last name or whatever. I apologize if that's the case. Send me an email at the Preppers Bunker Outdoors with your address and send payment via PayPal to Beachmaster777 at googlemail.com. We are rolling right along, guys. Everybody appears to be talking about the Kershaw Diskin Hunter. So I'm going to put that next up on the block here. This is knife numero 5. I think that's right? Somebody knows Spanish better than me. I believe that is correct. We will do some close-ups on this here in a moment. What was knife number 2? Knife number 2 was this. Knife number 1 was this. These things are never going to sell. All right, let's see. 5, C, nice. John, if he bails, I will let you know, buddy. All right, but I don't think he will. He says message is on the way. So the Diskin Hunter. Now, for anybody who cares, a little background on this knife. This handle was done as a project for me by Terry Taylor, and it is custom. This is a OD green canvas micarta. This is an orange paper micarta, and the color has bled out of the paper micarta, which is a huge bummer. Natural micarta liners, but this knife melts into the hand. It really is wonderful. The edge geometry on this is ultimately thin until the Rewild Gear Jasper 4. This was the thinnest edged production knife that I'd ever had. The steel is 14C28, which is nearly stain proof. As you can tell, I put that to the test. We have a nice patina on it. Not only did I process the first deer ever, my first deer ever with this, someone dropped it off on my property, cut the back strap out and both the hind legs and one of the shoulders and ground it into hamburger. But also the first deer that I ever shot, I gut with this knife. I'm a huge fan of this knife. It is a budget knife, so if you're looking for an amazing value for a hunting skinning knife, look at the Kershaw Diskin Hunter. But it comes with some really thin handle scales. The PayPal is beachmaster777 at googlemail.com or Gmail, and it should be pinned at the top of the comment so you can copy and paste. Let's see here. But anyways, we can start the bidding on the Kershaw Diskin Hunter at $35 shipped. It comes with this custom Kydex sheath, which is set up for scout carry. And listen to this. Snaps in there beautifully. Love it. This is a pretty awesome setup. And I would keep it if I would use it. But that's why I'm doing these auctions, is because I need to thin out the herd. And if I keep knives around, it's probably going to be because they're mine, as in my own brand, or my friends. So, all right. We have a bid of $70 on the Kershaw Diskin Hunter to Kevin Alman. Kevin, you are currently the high bidder. We are at $70. We'll let that ride for a moment here. And we are doing fairly well tonight. We are at the Shoney has bid $75. $75 to the Shoney. The Shoney, if you feel like it, tell us what the knife market is like in Germany, auf Deutschland. Like, where do you guys buy knives? Do you use online retailers? Are there local knife shops? I know Germany has some difficult laws on knives, but I know of some amazing knife makers. And you know what? I actually have so many viewers and subscribers from Germany that I might do a video specifically on as a list of my favorite custom German makers to help you guys out. There's quite a few of them that are really, really good. And a lot of them are really young, like guys 18 to 24 years old making amazing knives. We are at $100 for the Kershaw Diskin Hunter. Uncle Birdo, do you mean a bidding battle? If so, it would appear that that is where we are at. So we are at $100 for this custom Kershaw Diskin Hunter. And if my history or channel history is important to you, I processed the first deer I was ever given with this knife and gutted the first deer I ever shot with this knife. And it's an absolute winner. Now, I will say that if I were to design this knife for Kershaw, I would get rid of this large sharpening choil. I know a lot of people really want sharpening choils, but I did, when I was gutting it, reaching all the way up in there and pulling some skin out and stuff, I did feel like I could catch some stuff on there. I'm one of the weird guys that's not a big fan of sharpening choils. Yeah, the Brisa, I definitely would have expected to go for more than the Diskin Hunter, but that's what's wonderful about auctions, guys. I want you guys to know that you can come here and get a good deal. And I'm going to try and do this every single week for a while at least, because I've got some knives to auction here. So we are at $100 for the Diskin Hunter. If we don't get any more bids on it in the next couple of minutes, I will start the countdown here. I also actually have this buck model in the Chinese version with the wood scales. And I don't know if we'll ever get a slip joint guy on here, but if we do, you know, let me know. $105 to Quahog. Quahog. Is that a Family Guy reference? I'm not sure. I didn't know that there was a Diskin Hunter folder. That's really cool. The Shoney says the custom market is not nearly as good. Also, the whole gun lobby is really small, and yes, the laws suck, but that's just how it is. And if you are nice, no officer will put you in trouble. I did notice that in Germany, that I could have gotten myself into quite a bit of trouble a few times, but the officers were very, very friendly.
You should clarify that's probably mostly for speeding.
No, well, I never got pulled over for speeding because I never got pulled over, but I did drive like a psycho every single day in a R32 Skyline. All right, the current bid is $110 for the Kershaw Diskin Hunter. Uncle Berto is rooting Kevin on. I like the energy, guys. I like the energy. I'm gonna actually move this up here and move some crap around. I don't know, to try and make everything easier to figure here, but you know, right now the focus is on the Diskin. All right, yeah, I had an R32. It was right-hand drive. It was actually only a GTST with a GTR wing on it, which was cool, but it did have a GTR badge. I took that off. I have it on a chair downstairs. But the difference is the GTST is rear-wheel drive and has a single turbo. But it was a cool car. So not as cool as anybody would think, but cool. All right, guys. So I'm gonna start the countdown. $110 to Kevin Allman. $115 to Quahog. Actually, I'm gonna wait. Since we got another bid, I need to restart, I guess. Okay, so Kevin, the thing with shipping the car here is what I was told. The Army would have shipped it for me for free, but if I did not get the car to meet import standards within 30 days, it would be crushed and impounded at my expense. And so when I did some research into that, it looked like it was going to be more than I wanted to deal with. So I just sold it for what I bought it for. All right, $130 to Kevin Allman. A Mark I WRX right-hand drive. Dude, that's sick. Honestly, if it wasn't for rarity or anything like that, I would take a WRX, a sick WRX over a Skyline R33 any day. Did I say that R32 is an R33? I like the R32 the best. I've got a buddy who has one, and I think I like the R34 the least. I'm a weirdo like that because the butt is a little bit weird. Now, when I got it, if I got it legal, it would have been a gray legal car, so it would have only been legal in certain states. And since it was a GTST and not a GTR, I probably wouldn't have gotten the insane prices for it, especially since this was in 2010. So I could have sold it. I paid $8,000 for it, and I think I could have sold it for about 18 grand, maybe 20. All right, so Kevin at 130, I'm going to start the countdown. Do 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 do. 135. We're gonna start over again here. I need to get a little timer so I can stop doing this because I'm annoying myself. All right, guys. 140. All right, we're going to let this one ride for a little bit. 140. Yeah, everybody wants the R34s. 150. Koi Hog, do you have a response for that? And here's the other thing, guys. The Brisa went for probably way cheaper than it probably should be. I'm okay with that. And you know, at the end of the day, things will even out. You know what I mean? So, 150 to Kevin Alman. What could I use for a timer? I need like a sand timer, but you wouldn't be able to see it from above. So I don't know. Hey, have a good night, Josh. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to getting these shipped to you. 155 to Koi Hog. Yeah, wall clock would be what's up. A watch you wouldn't be able to see. I would use my phone, but that's what I'm filming on now since my camera let me down. What are you trying to show me, Dorothy?
You could use my watch.
I don't know if they'd be able to see it though unless I was holding it up by the screen.
Yeah, but as long as you see it.
You could give me your phone.
No,
Oh. Alright guys, I'm gonna start the countdown timer. 175 to Kevin. 175 to Kevin. I'm starting to get a little hot. It's getting a little heated. So Mariah, there's a bidding war going on right now between two guys, and we've got a third guy egging them on.
Yeah.
And it's really funny.
Keep saying, come on, kid.
But it's also making me feel a little bit, I don't know, self-conscious.
Why?
I don't know. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Sold to Kevin for 175. Kevin, I hope that this knife treats you as well as it has treated me. It's a very unique piece, and I hope that you enjoy it, man. So, we are moving right along.
The guy afterwards put 180.
Sorry, Quayhog. I apologize, man. I'm sure that there's some latency issues with this, and I know that this live auction platform isn't perfect. I just want you guys to know that I will do my best to make this fair for everyone. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Quayhog. You guys are awesome. All right, guys. Good night, Gabriel. Thank you for being here. Kevin, I will email your my address to you. If you guys want, we can do the cold steel out at this point, or the buck, or we can set them aside. If one of you guys wants or this for themselves or for a friend for free, let me know, and we can get into the Exodus knife and tool if that's what you guys want to do. Let's see here. Let me bring this down. This can go like over here somewhere. It doesn't really deserve to be important enough to be taking up space. Nobody wants it, and I don't necessarily blame them. But we could start the bidding at a very low number if you guys want. And let's bring this down. This is the items of the night, guys. Uncle Birdo, it's yours. Send me your mailing address to the Preppers Bunker Outdoors at gmail.com. All All right, so we're moving right along. We are having a productive night. If anybody, let's see, if there's anybody left who wants to bid on anything else, let me know. The big ticket items of the night are the Adventure Craft, which this Adventure Craft in Baker Forge Knife and Tool San Mai Damascus will be starting at $300. And the Jackalope in OD Green Cerakote with rich light scales, the only one that I have like that, and likely the last one I'll probably ever order like that. That will be starting at $210. It shouldn't have froze. Let me see. Is it froze for you, Mariah? Mariah?
Do something on the screen.
Well, the screen's usually slow. Okay, it's back. We're back.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. So, man, we need a fan in here. I think the kitchen just gets hot. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting freaking burning up. Okay, guys. So, whew. I guess everything needs to move up a bit, actually. After all that time I spent moving everything down, everything needs to move up. This is what we've got. The big items of the evening are the Exodus Knife and Tool Jackalope in OD Green Cerakote with rich light scales. This is the only one of the drop that I have in this color pattern. I do have a similar one in rich light scales with black ion bond. These rich light scales are, I thought that rich light was like a fake wood, but this really feels like micarta. But I think it's, I don't know, but it's black, yellow, and red, and it looks amazing with the OD green. Yeah, the San Mai is just mind-blowing. So this will start at $215. This will start at $300. The buck can start at $10, and the cold steel can start at $10. And if you guys want to start bidding, we can start bidding. If you guys just want to talk and hang out, then we can just talk and hang out until we get rocking and rolling. I will, as a teaser for next week's auction. Next week's auction will have a Jackalope with rich light scales, but in black ion bond blade finish. And we will have a pre-production prototype Exodus Knife and Tool Mutant with a custom Spirit of the Bear design leather sheath that can be set up either for scout carry or cross draw or whatever here, or with this dangler on either side also made to fit. This is absolutely a top of the heap combo. That will be for next week. That is Grail status. And I have 5 of these, all with different custom sheaths that we will be auctioning off as the year goes on. They're very, very special. So, is the cold steel the premium version or the cheaper one? I'm pretty sure it's the cheaper one. Yeah, 4034 stainless steel. So it's a cheap knife. Like I said, we can start the auction on that at $10. That is $10 shipped. So I would basically be giving it for free if somebody wants it starting off. I have been told that I'm special before. Very special. Special education. You know, it makes me sad that we can't, like, say retard anymore or sped. I'd be the last one to ever, like, purposefully offend a special needs individual. But I feel like they're words that are important in the vocabulary with scientific meanings that are applicable to our everyday lives as insults. Anyways, the cold steel is a 4034 stainless steel. I think it's just a cheap stainless. I really don't know. It's nice and sharp. It's stainlessy. It's got a good feel to it. It's got a good heft to it. But just cheapy cheap. Woo! What an evening. It holds an edge like 440C. You know what? 440C got a bad rap from everybody messing it up and lying and saying that their product for 440C, and all the flea market knives from China that said they're 440C. But 440C is really quite a good steel that's just gotten a bad name, sadly. So for me, saying that 440C something holds an edge like 440C, that's a plus in my book, really. It's a great steel. And the sheath is nice. It's just your normal cold steel sheath. Injection molded plastic, I think. I don't think it's one of their nylon ones, but it pops in there pretty good. Plenty secure. Just got a little clippy clip. It's like cold steel's like, hey guys, let's make a Mora, but let's make it like a combat Mora. Or let's make it look cooler, or something like that. That's kind of how I feel about that knife. Whew. Do you guys see my White River Knife and Tool clown knife? I do not have the cold steel drop forward survivalist. They look pretty neat though. So Kevin said it's kind of like a Japanese and American fusion design. Yeah, so I got to grab a custom Puko from the White River booth at Blade Show, and I was picking, and someone was like, hey, why didn't we put this one out? And they pulled it out, and one of the other guys laughed and was like, oh, that's the clown knife. It's got this rag micarta, and I love it. It's just funky and weird, and I love it, and it's so funky. And so this is my my Firecraft Puko and custom clown micarta. Big fan. Zero degree Scandi grind on S35 VN, just sharp enough to shave a fly's butt. Sick little blade.
What were you saying about your new special?
I don't know. So, Kevin, I'm assuming you're talking about the drop forged survivalist. They messed up the heat treat on 52100 or burnt the edge. It feels soft. It is sad for someone to do 52100 and for it to be soft. And also, it's especially sad for cold steel to do that, because for a while their Carbon V, as I understand it, was 52100, and that was like their hallmark American deal. So to use the same steel in the future and screw it up on one of their ultra heavy duty survival knives is very disappointing. I'll be honest, I'm not really a cold steel guy. I do appreciate a lot of their history. I do appreciate a lot of what they do. I appreciate their dirt cheap stuff like their throwing axes. I want some of their spears for my yearly fall party. I've got some of their throwing knives, but I'm not a cold steel boy. And if you're around cold steel, you know that there are in fact cold steel boys. Well, guys, if nobody wants to bid on any of the remaining blades, we can call it a night. Let me know in the comment section below. However, if you are interested in one of the knives here, speak up or forever hold your peace. Let's see here. I probably should have advertised this auction on exodusknifeandtool.com since you know, this is a knife that would have been very highly sought after there. That would have been intelligent of me. The details that I provided. So the Exodus Knife and Tool Jackalope is S35VN. This is the only one of the last batch that I ordered with OD green Cerakote and rich light scales. So the reason that it would have sold at $215 shipped. The reason I did not sell it on the website with the rest of the run is I only have one of them. And oftentimes when I have one knife of a certain color combo, the website, for some reason, it's always the one that everybody wants and it oversells. And I'll sell 3 or 4 of them. And in my stock, it'll say -2 or -3. Then I have to refund 2 or 3 people their money and send them messages. And it's embarrassing and it's awful. So in the future, when I have a limited number of knives, probably 1 to 3, I will sell them at auction or raffle so that we can avoid that issue. But so that is the Jackalope. The Adventure Craft, this is made by Bear Forest Knives. It is a one-off custom Adventure Craft in Baker built Sanmai Damascus. It's got a layer of Damascus. I believe it's an 80 CRV2 core, and I believe it's copper in there as well. Just absolutely amazing. It's the only one that he's going to make like that. If this sells, it will ship directly from him. Why did my computer just turn off? What is going on tonight? Is this a joke?
You're still connected though.
It's just what in the world, you know? But yeah, this is the only one he's going to make. And if I do any of these, they will be probably more than $300, just so you guys know, through White River Knife and Tool. So that's what we've got, guys. Let me know, and if none of this is to your guys' interest here pretty soon. Uncle Birdo, are you offering, I'm assuming you are starting to bid $300 on the custom one-off Adventure Craft. If that is the case, we will begin this auction on that. And I will say you're a lucky man because I don't think we've got many people left here in the auction. So you might just win the knife without competition, which, like I said, I want you guys to win sometimes. I want people to come here and get things as cheap as possible sometimes. And for me, in the end, it'll even out, you know, it'll even out. So the Adventure Craft here has started at $300. Again, this has a custom, really cool custom canvas micarta set of handle scales, copper pins to match the copper in the Sanmai. This is a solid core with copper cladding and with Damascus sandwiched together. It is absolutely amazing, one-off. We are at $310. Now, as I understand it, I don't think this is Mokuti. I think Mokuti is like a copper Damascus in and of itself. This is a billet, a forged sand my billet that's put together by Baker Knife and Tool. This is what they specialize in. And it is something that I want to have in production at some point, but I don't know when it will happen. We are at $310. Now, this is made by Bear Forest Knives. It will ship directly from him, and I will be paying him the $300 that the knife is going to cost. He will not be doing any more of these. The Shoney asks, does it only look amazing, or is the steel also good or better than S35VN? I would not say. I would say that the edge holding is likely as good as S35VN, but it is not going to be stainless. This is absolutely a beautiful piece that is, intended to show off that beauty. Let me see here. Let's see here.
Did you see that last question?
Not yet. I will look in just a second. What is it?
Does it only look amazing, or?
Yeah, oh yeah, I just answered that one. Yeah, thank you. So let's see here. I'm going to get you exactly what's in this Damascus here. This is Baker Forge Raindrop Go My Copper Mascus. So he doesn't mention what steels it uses in here, so let's find out. All right, ADCRV2 core. So if you are familiar with ADCRV2, it's incredibly tough steel with good edge holding and easy resharpening. So this is a 15N20 1084 100 layer Damascus cladding on top of a solid strip of copper with an ADCRV2 core. So it's going to be easier to sharpen than S35VN, and it is going to hold an edge quite well. So, all right, guys. Uncle Berto, it is yours. $310. So, send me an email with your shipping information and send the PayPal, and we will, unless anybody wants that jackalope, we will call it a night. And Uncle Berto, I don't know if you have Instagram or not, but I would love to see some pictures of this knife. I wish I had it in hand to look at before selling it. I want to see this thing. It's amazing. All right, thank you very much, Uncle Berto. So I think we're probably close to wrapping it up, guys. If not, bid on the Jackalope. All right, Bruce. So the Jackalope has not sold. The starting bid on it is $215. That is the MSRP. If it sells for that, I will be just as happy as a clam. And the reason that I am selling it in an auction style is because they will sell. The website will give me problems when I have one popular item selling. So we have a bid for $210. And anybody else can let me know if they want to bid. If not, we'll give it a little bit of time and do it to it and wrap this night up. It's been an amazing night. I appreciate everyone here greatly. Let me show you this knife up close. $100. Take it or leave it. That's fine. Let's see here. The yellowness of this light is not going to do us any favors. This is serial number 8. Rich light micarta. Again, how warm my lighting is not doing us any favors. The rich light is layers of black, yellow, and red. And typical, absolutely excellent White River knives. White River Knife and Tool Kydex. Of course, coming in its own box, signed by myself and one of the White River employees. The new boxes have the Exodus Knife and Tool Bomb logo on them. I happen to be a big fan. Show off the prototype one more time, please. Absolutely. This is the prototype that will be selling next weekend, or the next time I do this auction. This is the Mutant prototype. Production Mutants will be a bit different. The story behind this is when we were first doing the Jackalopes, there was a computer error and the file was 25% larger. And they made a couple and they sent me one, and that one went to Michael Spaniers because his hands are double my hands. He's a massive human being who's also massively talented, by the way. He's the one who did this leather work. One of 2 of my favorite leather workers. Anyways, so this will become a production knife. This is a pre-production prototype. I will have 5 of them in different, with different custom sheaths on each of them for my favorite sheath makers. Man, I wish I could get some focus. And it's amazing. And this sheath, my guys, words can barely tell you like how much I love this sheath. Michael Spaniers, Spirit of the Bear design, his work blows me away. And it will also come with this dangler that can be mounted on either side, whichever way, with a snap retention. Just amazing work. This, for me, this is like what fantasies are made out of. Is me having an adventure with some rich, beautiful leather like this. I have Michael's work on a few of my favorite knives. Anyways, so that will be next week. will be this, and the other Jackalope with rich light scales, that one is black ion bond for the finish. All right, so let me walk back around to the computer here. Okay. Man, I'm sweating my butt off. All right, so these, the Exodus knife and tool knives are not handmade, not entirely and not by most standards. I'm not sure completely on these prototypes. I know that they were cut out, but for the, I'm not sure if they put them on the machine. I don't know if they set up the jig to do as few knives as they did. I'm going to have to ask them. These might be hand ground. They might not be, but they are very, very nice. Super nice. Step out to take the doggo to poop. Pop the earbuds in. That's what's up. All right, guys. So the single bid on the Exodus knife and tool Jackalope at $200. I'm going to get ready to. It was $210. I'm going to get ready to call it here. We'll do about 30 seconds. So $210, and we are bidding in $5 increments if anybody wants it.
$5
or more. Yep. Do 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 do.
Now, Jake, there's a pretty big lag, so...
It looks like it's frozen right now. It looks like... Oh, I wasn't even ahead.
It is
Yeah.
frozen a little bit.
Well, I'm holding very still, but I see it moving. Do 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 do. All right, guys, $210 has it. That is going to Bruce. Thank you very much, Bruce, for the purchase. Get me your shipping address to the Preppers Bunker Outdoors at gmail.com and payment via PayPal to beachmaster777 at gmail.com. If anybody here tonight who purchased a knife would like one of the Alpen Squirrel Preppers Bunker Outdoors patches, you can do that for $10. Kevin, I will be sending you one. Whew, that's a wrap, guys. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody, for attending. I'm so sorry for the repeated technical difficulties that we had tonight. I'd like to say it won't happen again, but all I can tell you is it won't happen the same way again. Doggone. Thank you all, and have a good night.